In a different seat than normal is the Super Bowl 50 runner-up, our longtime NFL punter, and our inside source to all things in league circles in the NFL. His name is Brad Nortman. Say something, Brad.
One, it feels really good to be in this chair. This is the highly sought-after second chair.
Still can't believe new Brad, nice Brad. When we first did our first show, you caved and gave the second best spot to Kyle like a little baby.
I did. The background's great. You got the Gruber Law Offices, ESPN Milwaukee logo behind. You have way more desk space. You get to see everyone in the 3rd Street Market Hall. But you're exactly right. I tried to be nice. This is where being the nice guy, this is where it gets
nice
you.
Guys finish last.
It is. It's frustrating. But hey, I had a great weekend. We got league sources telling me things about the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, we're going to get to those league sources, Bradley.
Man, this is going to be a jam-packed show.
Jam-packed show and a lot of Bradley Nortman, which I'm excited to hear from. And you should be too, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776 is where you can get into the show. That's the ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text line. No Kyle Wallace. He is at the White House.
Cool.
Exactly. I look forward to his stories, what he learns. I don't think, it's like a summit. So I think he's just, getting a tour and, walking around. I don't think he's got, any time with anyone important.
Did you see the picture he posted on Instagram?
No.
So he took a picture of himself outside, and then he posted a picture of himself behind the podium.
Oh, I did see the one behind the press secretary spot.
And I was thinking, of all the places that you could take a photo of yourself,
they probably only let you take photos in specific areas. If I had to guess.
True. And Kyle's kind of a rule follower. Me. He wouldn't be knocking on the door of the Oval Office.
If I could say something, right, left, middle, I think Kyle Wallace would be an amazing press secretary. I think he would be able to handle those questions a lot better than what we see over the last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, half of it just seems like it's reading the room, and Kyle could do that. He could be animated.
He can talk to anybody.
Yeah, he can be also very very correct and just and say what needs to be said.
He could be calm. He could be fiery.
Yep.
He can hit all the levels.
Maybe, I'm
glad we're saying this to him, not to him, because then it would be a tough 3 hours to do radio with him. His head would be too big.
That would be a tough job. Again, right, middle, left, wherever you are, press secretary would be hard. That'd be a hard job.
You just got people coming after your neck every day.
All the time.
With their angles.
I'll tell you what, if you look at his post on Instagram, he looks very comfortable behind that podium. Very comfortable.
That's what I'm saying. He looked too comfortable. Might have a new job after this. On YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison was where you can find us. And it's Big Time Brad. Big Time Bradley Nortman. Right after we got done with our broadcast at the American Family Insurance Championship on Friday from 2 to 5. We had a great time out there with the folks at American Family Insurance and just being a great day in Madison on Friday. You and I zipped back over to the Milwaukee area. You had an event, and then did you golf on Saturday? Tell us what, I mean, share the details. Let us common folk in on the life of an NFL player or alumnus.
Yeah, it was great. I certainly felt like a celebrity once again because right after the American Family Championship, I darted my way back to Milwaukee at the Pfister, where it was the Lombardi Golf Classic that supports the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation, and I was a celebrity, no big deal, the part of the celebrity turnout. Listen to some of these names that were there, though, right? So I texted you guys after that I sat next to Ryan Longwell, right?
Specialist talk.
Yep.
Thank God I wasn't at the table. Actually, I would have loved that. I would have loved that table.
And you know I recognized Ryan Longwell right away. A specialist knows a specialist.
Did he know you?
Yeah, he did.
Did he know you?
He did. I introduced myself. Hey, Brad Nortman. He goes, oh yeah, that's right. And because our time in the league overlapped a little bit, but we're talking specialists. We're talking this. We're talking that. And then also next to me, famous person on this show, Lynn Dickey. Lynn Dickey,
who I famously thought was black.
Yep, confirmed white. Definitely
confirmed.
White. Yep. So there's a bunch of guys there. How about this? There was Jeff Jenkins, Corey Hart, Ed Cedar, Bob Uecker. So all the Brewers that we have.
Uecker was out and about?
He was out and about. He was also there Saturday morning. So it was just full of great guys. Gary Ellerson was there, big friend of the show.
GE.
Yep.
Has missed his last 4 appearances on Friday at 4.
Friend of the show.
Yeah. And I actually Saturday morning when we took the celebrity picture, first thing he says to me is, "Hey, where's Ben? Where's Ben?" And I'm like, I don't know, maybe Ben didn't get the invite. And he's like, we gotta hold that against him. We gotta hold that against him. I was like,
he wasn't
scary.
like, hey Brad, hey Nortman.
Yeah, no, he didn't use the Nortman.
He respected you amongst NFL circles.
He
just
did.
Not
he
here.
He didn't embarrass me amongst my other celebrities. But it was a great time.
It's a little embarrassing for the first thing that he said to you to be, "Where's Ben?"
Is that the
That's
first
a
thing
little
he said?
embarrassing.
First thing. Hey, where's Ben?
That's
a little
say-
disre.
Does that say more about Ben or more about me?
You.
Two things can be true.
Yeah, both.
But it was a great weekend, tons of money raised, and we played golf. We played golf on Saturday, even through the rain. And I'll tell you what, one takeaway is that me, Brad Nortman, I play golf better with a couple of carblesses in my system because
wow.
I'm not going to lie, Gay. On Thursday night, I hadn't swung the golf club. So Thursday night after the show, I'm like, I got to get to the range. I can't embarrass myself as a celebrity trying to do the scramble, which I argued and hear Brad out was the best way to experience golf. But I got to be able to hold my own with the scramble. And I was horrible. I mean, I was absolutely horrible. I was like, why do I even do this? Why do I play golf? Why do I waste my time? Why do I waste my money? I was horrible. Sprayed it all over the place. Hole number 1, Saturday morning. I get out there.
Are you in front of people, by the way, when you tee off? Or was it a scramble where you were just with your group?
It was a shotgun start, but it was hole 3 where we circled back and then we're in front of people and they did an introduction. Like, this is Brad Nortman, blah, blah, blah. First hole in the like shotgun start, whoop, right to the woods. And I was just not hitting anything. It finally was the second hole that I cracked open a carbless and I just started sipping. And let me tell you something. My swing slowed down. It was smooth. I was just peppering it all over the fairway and all over the green the rest of the day, including the hole where they make the big introduction and it's in front of people. So my takeaway was, you know what? I just play better golf with a certain amount of alcohol in my system. I'm not afraid to say it. It reminded me of, in Wolf of Wall Street when McConaughey is like, I'll take the martini, keep bringing them every 7.5 minutes on that, it's almost like that. You got to get to that point where you're loosey-goosey and then maintain throughout. So I had a great round of golf and just, darn it, do I do better when I got a carbless in my system?
So 800-990-3776. I want to hear from KBN Nation. What sport or bar game do you get better at when you have a little liquid courage? Because golf is one where I convinced myself almost to the furthest degree too far, Brad, where I had to get to a certain level of buzz before I thought I could be good. And then I started realizing I'm trying too hard to get to that buzz instead of playing golf. But there is what I call the dead zone. And when you find the dead zone of mixture of relaxation, alcohol's a depressant, so a lot of amateur golfers, in my opinion, they're quick, right? They swing really hard. It slows you down a little bit, right? And so you're not getting over the top of the ball, slicing it. Brad just locked it after a couple of drinks, and you were stroking it. I will argue, is it wrong or not?
No, that's right. Well, I was going to wonder, what kind of drinks, how many drinks is it for you that gets you to the dead zone? You're saying is a good thing.
Yeah, the dead zone's a great thing.
Yeah.
The dead zone is like usually if I could plan it out perfectly, right? The first 6 holes are sipping and, maybe the first drink, especially if it's a morning tea time. I mean, I won't lie. Sometimes I'll have one before if it's an occasion where I know I'm going to be, maybe it's a little screwdriver before I go out for an 8 a.m. tea time. But if the first 6 holes are the warm-up buzz, right? Maybe a drink or two, and then hole 7 through 15, if you can find the dead zone, that's where it's dangerous. That's when your speed of your swing and your golf game slows down a little bit. You start hitting putts because you're feeling good, and everything just starts clicking. But then there's the cliff. The Yodely game?
Yes.
The Yodely game is when you guess the amount of money, and then it goes up, and then if you're over the amount of money, it falls off the cliff. Well, sometimes you can overdo once you're in the dead zone. You're in the dead zone, you're playing well, you think you're invisible, and then next thing you know, someone offers you what? Cart person comes around, hey, let's get shots.
Oh.
And then you do the shot, and you're like, yeah, I'm in the dead zone. And then hole 15 through 18 is I'm falling apart.
When you get to that point where you're feeling great and you're sustaining it, and you have that one drink too many, that one shot too many, you're on notice for like a half a hole. Once there's a half a hole goes by and that starts to get absorbed, you're totally right. Everything falls apart. And it's a cataclysmic. It's not a gradual decline. It's a cataclysmic straight down decline. And one of the reasons I like golf is because it's actually pretty similar to punting, to where it's no.
What? Well, if it was similar to punting, you should be a scratch golfer.
No. Just from the mechanics of it, right? Where it's like the same motion over and over. It's heavily mental. It's small margin for error. That's one of the reasons I like golfing. I've never, ever, ever punted and drank. Never once.
Do you wish you would have tried?
I'm curious how I would do.
I'm curious how I would do. What if he outpunts his long in the NFL, out and about in the areas of the Wisconsin communities, and we just go on a punting tour?
We have the unofficial standing invite to go do a bonfire at the Nortman Estate.
Yes.
There's plenty of
the
yard
estate has yard for a punt?
There's a lot of yard. There's plenty of yard for some punting.
I've always said also, we've been talking about this for 3 years, Brad, I want to try to catch a punt from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've talked me out of it because you told me that one time somebody broke a finger catching a punt from you.
Yeah, we had a family member break his finger.
So leave this to me because my roommate for a long time, he wasn't a pro punter, but he did punt in college, and I went out there and I fielded punts from him, and it was no joke. And if it's no joke for a Division I punter who aren't nearly as good as the NFL punters, yours have to be next level. Like that, I was able to get them, but I'm a little nervous of what you may be versus a former D1 kicker. Punter. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. What sports or bar games do you get better with a little bit of liquid courage? 800-990-3776. We're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I have a top 3 power ranking coming up on the other side of the top 3 sports or bar games that I'm better at with a little bit of buzz. That's coming up next on Kyle Brust and Nortman. Get yours in 800-990-3776. Sports or bar games you're better at with liquid courage next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, soliloquy. Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage.
Like a Virgil.
Vigil.
Vigil. Vigil. A vigil. We did a vigil.
Vigil.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next is the WeatherTech Chicago Region SCCA June Sprints at Road America on June 21st through the 23rd. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000-square-foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin Sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Busch Light is not only as cold and smooth as the mountain stream, it's also brewed for the farmers and ranchers. Ben Brust here. Join me in saying cheers to those who work in the backbone in the state of Wisconsin. Pick up your limited edition Busch Light corn cans today. For every case of these limited edition cans, Busch Light is donating to Farm Rescue. Pick up Busch Light corn cans today, wherever you get your delicious beer. Offer good through June 30th, 2024, up to $200,000. Eligible package sizes 15 packs, 18 packs, 24 packs, and 30 packs. Case equal 24-pack case equivalent. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This update is sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Fans, here's your quick trip to the ballpark ticket offer. Spend $200 at participating Quick Trip locations and get a free Terrace Reserve ticket to a 2024 Brewers home game. Check brewers.com/quicktrip for more details. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Busch Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jay Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near 5th Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Brad Nortman, our guy, is a celebrity. Rubbing shoulders in NFL circles. About a month ago, is out in L.A. for his NFL Combine, Media Combine training. Now he's at the Lombardi Classic as a celebrity.
Cool.
It is cool. And you know what?
Cool.
I've seen a noticeable difference in confidence in Bradley Nortman since he's taken on the role of our anonymous sources of Kyle Brust and Nortman, having inside information. No Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, Alex Strofe running the show. KBN Nation can get in 800-990-3776 because we were talking about how Brad sucked on hole 1 and hole 2. Opened up a drink, could be a Busch Light, could be a carbless, and then whoo, right down the middle goes Brad Nortman's drive. He got in the spot which I like to call the dead zone. The dead zone is where everything's rolling. You have a little bit of liquid courage and everything starts turning around. So I want to know from everyone, what is the sport or bar game that you excel at with a little bit of liquid courage? 800-990-3776. Before I power rank, I'd like to go to Alex Strofe, who has a lot of, I'd say, experience in this world.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair, Benny. Before I tell you my answer, are we sure the dead zone is the best name for this?
Yes.
It sounds really negative, but you're making it a positive.
Okay, you want to change it? I've always like the dead zone. It almost feels like it's like an out of body thing.
The gold zone, or
that's a thing already that the Packers did with Nathaniel Hackett, who's no good.
He is no good. That's true. But the dead zone just sounds negative. It sounds like you're blacking out. Like
but you are.
Maybe we need.
But you are like you're like.
So you're drunk.
No,
you made it sound like you're
no.
tipsy.
It's like you are blacking out. Like, you know, when you give a speech sober and you crush it, you're like, I blacked out. I just did great. Like Will Ferrell in Old School. He's like, I just blacked out, but he gave an amazing speech. So for me, it's like you're like in your body, you're in control, but you're in that dead zone. You're in the money zone. The money zone.
Money zone's good.
The money zone.
Money zone's good.
If you may, Strophy, I would really like for you to hit the football music for the Ben Brust top 3 sports or bar games. I love that he took his headset off and completely just started ignoring me.
I've got a 3 best. I also have a 3 worst.
Oh!
That would be, you'd normally think you would be good at this, but for whatever reason, I am not good with the more drinks I have.
Before I get to mine and your power rankings, I got to make fun of Chef Ed. 3, shooting pool. Okay, I'll take that one. 2, blackjack. Chef Ed, you're a casino's best friend. Chef Ed, what are you doing, man?
No.
I know that it feels good to play blackjack with a little buzz, but the worst thing that happens is you're in the money zone, figuratively and literally, Chef Ed, where you start winning, and then when you ultimately have a little too much, you fall off the cliff, start doubling your bet and doing things out of character, and they take it right from you.
Yeah, you get a little too aggressive, right?
I know
You
this
get a
from
little too
experience.
confident. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we've all been there.
Let's hit the football music for Ben Bruss and Brad Nortman's best and worst sports and bar games with a little liquid courage. Starting off at number 3, Ben Bruss power ranking of liquid courage that helps him in sports or bar games. Number 3, basketball for a first half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's unexpected.
I knew it was going to be unexpected. There's nothing like before I get to play a basketball game that if I get the right buzz, the worrisome is my body's not stretched out, but I feel stretched out. I feel loose. And so once my body comes to, I'm way more tired in the second half. But when I'm in that first half money zone, I've had a couple of drinks and I'm in the right spot before basketball, the ball usually comes off the wrist and the hand pretty good for a nice shot.
What about like running and playing defense and the general exhaustion that comes with playing basketball?
I'm not drunk. It's just a nice little buzz. I'm in the dead zone.
If I may, we were having a party a couple summers ago, and we are all pretty sloshed with our friend group here. We played Lightning or Knockout, whatever you want to call it. We played that. It was so much fun. I mean, that's just the amount of physicality, but that was a lot of fun.
You must have been knocking down shots. Number 2, bags or cornhole, however you call it. Strofe, as you are in a bags league, have you gotten better with liquid courage, or have you gotten worse, or do you just suck?
I didn't tell you how I did last week, did I?
Did you win?
3-0 last week.
Hey!
3-6 on the year. We're coming back, baby.
Climbing back.
Bags. And the rule is if you are a drinker, even if you're not, you can have a soda. You got to have something in your hand.
Like a counterweight. You know, like you got something in one hand and then you got something in the other. It balances you out a little bit.
Look at Workout Brad go.
That's
you
right.
know, about, when you have the weight and which one you put the hamstring back for.
Yeah, you don't want to be asymmetrical. You want to be like Christian Watson.
Number 1, in which Strofe and I need to play, darts. Darts is number 1. Throwing a dart sober feels like you have a feather in your hand and you don't know where it's going to end up. It could end up behind you. It could end up on the wall. But if you get a little liquid courage, you point shoot. You stop thinking. You stop worrying about the way of the dart. You stop worrying about it. You point, you shoot, you knock it down, you talk some trash, and you enjoy the buzz and darts. That is my top 3. Basketball for one half, bags, and darts. Best sports games or bar games with liquid courage.
That's really
Basketball
good.
for one half.
All right. Can I get the music going again, Strofe? I'm gonna do
Brad
mine.
has a best and worst.
I'm gonna do my best.
And I'm going to get to all of your answers on KBN Nation because you guys have some good ones.
I'm going to do best first and then worst. Best. So I don't know if this counts, but this is a very specific thing where I actually do feel like I get better. Video games. I feel like playing like Mario Kart or playing I think of like college. I think of like life just after college. I haven't played video games in a long time. Remember when you start playing like Call of Duty, or I played Star Wars Battlefront, love that.
Same.
It was so good. When
You don't have to own the nerdness, bro.
Okay, I will own that. Or Madden, we were playing Madden with friends. That is such a good feeling, and you're just vibing a little bit. So video games, number 3, kind of outside of left field there, but I'm going with that. Number 2, shuffleboard. I feel like my touch.
Shuffleboard.
Yeah, my touch in shuffleboard just peaks after a couple of drinks.
I'm not going to hate the list. Look, shuffleboard
What's
is
number 1, croquet?
bocce ball.
Wait, you don't like shuffleboard?
I love shuffleboard.
Is my favorite bar game.
I know, but it's just not as frequent as the other games we were listing.
Yeah.
Your list of video games and shuffleboard is a little bit out there for
You
the top
guys know
3.
me. I'm gonna challenge. I'm gonna push
Spike
back.
ball.
Last one, you already said it, Ben. It's cornhole. Cornhole, the shoulders get loosened up. You're counterbalanced with a drink in your hand. There's nothing better than just
I
hitting
love
that
that he
show.
tries to justify the counterbalance thing.
It's a real
that
thing.
has nothing to do with your bags performance.
Number 1, mechanical bull riding.
I should be so lucky to do that. Here are the worst ones, though. Some people might get better at these. I get worse. Bowling.
Shout out to, I believe it was Jamie in Orlando. Bowling relaxes him.
Yeah, so I do not improve with more drinks at bowling. I'm better off completely sober with that one. How about this one? This is a common league that people do. Softball. I'm not a big, softball drinking guy.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
I didn't like it either. I don't know why. I think it's because you stand around and
it's a little slow.
Too slow.
Yeah, you got 1 minute at the plate, and it's just, I don't know. Everything about it, I wasn't for it. And my final one, I've never done
be a hot
well.
take. There's a lot of drinking leagues in softball.
Yeah, I know. But she's not for me. The only one, poker. So it's not blackjack, but legitimate poker, where you have to
I don't think anyone. Wait. Stop. Who would say poker is good when they drink?
Well, they get a little bit more
Didn't Chef Ed just say that?
Well, no.
He said
did
blackjack.
I'm talking about
poker's different.
Poker
there's
with your guys.
There's mental warfare.
There's
so you're saying you become a person.
There's deceit. I just become more obvious with my cards. I just become more obvious. I'm looking around.
He becomes paranoid.
Hey, let's go. Or
he's got pocket. Brad's got pocket rockets. He's smiling.
Yep. My betting becomes completely erratic. No thought behind it.
The CPA is going wild. Yeah. He must have something.
I need my faculties, and I become easier to read.
800-990-3776. What games, sports or bar games, do you get better with a little liquid courage? Let's go to Casey in a car. Casey, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No, Kyle.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Fantastic. Happy Monday.
All right, awesome. I was just making sure you can hear me. I'm doing hands-free, when you drive. Got to be safe.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so my answer would be skateboarding when I was younger. Absolutely. Just felt agreeing with, the loosening up of the muscles. Everything just felt a little smoother. It felt a little easier. I don't know if it's more of a confident level, which I don't know if you guys have brought up. I've been driving.
No, I said the basketball thing, and I think that's what I was going for, how it loosens the muscles up.
It's a good submission.
Yeah, and it also brings you down a little. I know that you've mentioned it's a depressant, but I think at some point, if you're not overdoing it, like you said, you get to that dead zone. That dead zone is exact. When you're on that dead zone, you feel like nothing can bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
So the second thing would be in a bar status would be playing pool. Are you kidding me? That's it. I'm surprised it wasn't brought up because I agree with the darts 100%. But pool, when you're in the zone, when you're in that dead zone and you're feeling in pool, you can almost see the shots slow down.
Hey,
calm yourself.
I love
it. You're not rushing to the next shot.
It's like anything, right? And thank you for the call, Casey. It's like when you're when they say, when Steph Curry's on fire, the basket looks the size of an ocean, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's visualizing and attacking the pool shot. TJ chimes in the 262, pool 3, darts 2, 1. Shout out to Kyle who taught us cans.
Cans, good submission.
We have a submission here for Ezra. 1 darts, 2 cornhole, right on line with me. 3 golf. Now, golf is an iffy one, right? Because sometimes it just works, and sometimes it also doesn't work.
More often than not, it works for me, right? He's having a couple drinks, it loosens you up. But I will say though, there is a level of golf confidence where if you're completely sober, every once in a while, that's when I play at my absolute best. Here's one that I was thinking about that I think some people would say they improve at, but this one would come up on my worst list. What about ping pong? I feel like ping pong is one where you'd struggle at this.
Why are you thinking of the thing Schroff, am I wrong in thinking Brad is making the most obscure references to things right now for this topic?
Ping pong's a classic Midwestern basement. Let's play some ping
Brad,
pong.
Let's play a rapid fire game. I'm going to list off some random games. Tell me if you played them as a child growing up.
Okay.
Croquet.
No.
Bocce ball.
Bocce ball.
Not as a kid.
Ladder toss.
Oh, yeah. Ladder toss is awesome.
There's genuine excitement for ladder toss.
I've heard it has a different name.
We're not going to call it that on the radio.
We're not.
Nice restraint shown by you.
Yeah.
Well done. Pat on the back.
For sure. I'm growing. I'm a pro.
How about, so you said you have played shuffleboard. Did you play that as a child?
And I'm talking about
hand shuffleboard.
The hand shuffleboard.
Not like
the
old
stick,
people
not
in
the
Florida.
Stick shuffleboard. Like the hand shuffleboard in the bar, right?
Oh yeah, like the little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like the little hand
I
size
beat
disc.
you in that once.
Yes, you did. That was after the.
You must have been in a better dead zone than Brad Nortman.
Yeah, because it was after the draft when we did the draft a couple of years ago, right? In Madison.
That's a great day, yeah.
I just didn't. We were on air for a long time. I didn't have time to get up to speed.
800-990-3776. Keep your submissions coming in for sports or bar games that you excel at with a little liquid courage. But Brad, you talked about your liquid courage. You know exactly what it is and when you need to go to it.
Man, I'll tell you what, carbless, that's my liquid courage. And it doesn't even matter what I'm doing throughout the summertime. It happened to be playing golf. It could be hanging out with friends, outdoor on the patio, barbecuing, on the lake, tailgating for a Brewer game. It's always an occasion for carbless. It just helps me relax a little bit. It makes me really feel like the summer vibes are here. Carbless is my go-to drink because you guys know me. I'm dieting. I'm working out. I don't really want to detonate everything I do when I'm trying to kick back and have a good time. And Carbless has me there. It's guilt-free. No carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, less carbonation, leading to less bloat. My stomach feels great. My body feels great. I'm not ashamed to say I want that summer body. Carbless allows me to keep that. 100 calories per can. Everybody tells me when they taste it for the first time, okay, I get it, Brad. Now, this is what you've been talking about. I can't tell you how many people have told me you got to try the new cranberry. Cranberry is so good. The new margarita variety box that just came out, so good. The classic cocktails, the fruit flavors, there's something for everyone with an ice cold carbless in your hand this summer. If you haven't discovered why less is more, I'm telling you, now is the time. Go find a carbless, enjoy yourself, and give you some Wisconsin summer and improve it with a carbless in your hand. Find them online and at retailers near you.
If you like our producer, Alex Strofe, don't go anywhere. If you don't like him, give him a chance. It's going to be great. His best segment ever, Becoming Relevant. Next on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
So they are lucky. Those other teams, whether it's Kentucky or whether it's Oregon or was it TCU?
That was TCU.
TCU, they're lucky I didn't play in that game. You got upset by a bad team, TCU.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid off. NMLS 696891.
Temps are heating up, and so are the ticket deals this summer with Vivid Seats. Whether it's scoring tickets for a night out at the ballpark or witnessing the rising stars of women's basketball, Vivid Seats has you covered. With a robust rewards program and wide selection of tickets, Vivid Seats makes it easy to score great deals on great seats with a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you the peace of mind for the ultimate fan experience. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
Hembo, could you identify the very, very famous cover from that album?
I think there's like 4 or 5 gentlemen crossing a street.
Do you can remember how many Beatles there were? Like the expression Fab Four has never reached you?
No. I was more familiar with the Fab Five.
The people crossing Abbey Road were not Jalen Rose and Chris Webber and Juwan Howard and Jimmy King and Ray Jackson.
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Fleet Farm is the place for the best Father's Day deals around. This week, save $60 on a Milwaukee M18 cordless 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. Get a 28-inch Blackstone griddle with cover and accessories on sale for $249.99. And bring the kids June 15th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. to decorate a free grilling apron just for Dad. Treat your special guy to everyday favorites and more this Father's Day at Fleet Farm.
Come watch Forward Madison FC on the national stage Saturday, June 15th at Breese-Stevens Field. Starting at 2 p.m., Forward Madison will mark its national television debut with a live broadcast on ESPN2. Celebrate the moment with a commemorative ticket package, including a match ticket and a specialized FMFC on ESPN t-shirt. Also enjoy a pregame tailgate party with live DJ, yard games, giveaways, and more. Visit ForwardMadisonFC.com to buy your tickets today. That's ForwardMadisonFC.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Busch Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
These are the nights to never die. My father told me.
Hope you're having a great Monday. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Kyle Wallace. You got Ben Brust and Brad Nortman, a big-time celebrity at the Lombardi Classic over the weekend.
Cool.
Alex Strofe running the show hot off Mr. Irrelevant, which you get your Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays on YouTube. ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison around 12:30. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line for you to get into the show. We've been asking for your games, sports, bar games that you play a little bit better with Liquid Courage. Those keep coming, and we also have a poll put out on Twitter at KBN ESPN. We'll continue to hear from you, get your responses, but now it's time to hear from the people's champ, Alex Strofe.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
The people's champ.
Why did I say that?
I love that. The people's champ, Alex Strofe. Brad, that works for me, I think.
It's beautifully said, Strofe. Beautifully said.
Fully agree. Well done. Wordsmith Brust over there.
Do your segment.
Liquid Courage was necessary for me last night following the NBA Finals Game 2 as I participated in a good old round of bar karaoke.
On a Sunday?
Oh, yeah, I got after a little bit yesterday. Accidentally.
Like
started the day at a local brewery.
Accidentally.
And then it just kind of evolved into watching the game and then karaoke. I did 2 rounds of karaoke. I think
Were you the people's champ?
I got loud applauses. However, I hit songs way out of my vocal range.
Ooh.
You guys know the song Break Even by The Script?
I know that song.
Very high song. I
Wait,
do not have a high voice.
you chose that song?
I did, yes.
It's about
he was
like a breakup.
drunk.
Yeah.
That got
Were you with your girlfriend?
I was, and I apologized to her before I sang.
You didn't
It was
do like
just a heads
I
up.
always want to be with you.
Oh, that's a good. That's a
That
good
was
choice.
Bad Darius Rucker impression.
I wasn't singing
All right, so do it.
Hootie. And I always want to be with you.
Still rough.
A little better.
It's better.
Is karaoke fun? I'm 24 hours removed almost, and I don't
You
know.
tell us, dude. Did you have fun? Doesn't look like it.
No, I did.
I think karaoke is great in specific moments and spots.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I was at a karaoke bar was, holy cow, time flies. I was going to say the last leap year day, but it was the leap year of right before COVID.
Oh, man.
It was the ESPN Madison holiday party, and we all ventured over to the karaoke kid, R.I.P.
So good. I love
so
the real,
good.
the
And
real
Matt,
KK.
the real KK. And I was in the dead zone of drinking without any responsibilities, no girlfriend, anything. At the time, it was just me, myself, and a great old time. And when I dive into karaoke, I'm going to give it my all, but I haven't been back since. So I think if you don't go too much, karaoke is good.
Well, and you have to be definitely in the mood with a group of people that are also just into it. So I've only been one time to actually go sing karaoke. And you have to go to a bar. You can't just go to someone's house and they have like a karaoke kit. Super awkward.
So awkward.
That's just weird.
Yeah. So one time after finals were done in Madison, when all like the accounting and finance finals were over, a lot of like those cohorts of mine, we went out and we went to the karaoke kid. And all night we're like, let's go to the karaoke club. Let's go to the karaoke kid. Me and one other dude sang Born to Run. Lit the house on fire. A couple other winners. It was the
That's
right
a place
thing.
where everyone lights it on fire. Because if you suck, the crowd gets behind you and makes it better. Gosh, it was a great place.
Only if it's perfect type situation, but it's more misses than it is hits.
K-Walk chimes in. Also, extreme zip lining is completely more enjoyable after a few drinks.
Extreme zip lining? I'm surprised that wasn't on Brad's list.
Right?
Gotta keep you guys guessing.
Wouldn't have been shocked. All right, Badgers basketball news, Benny. I need instant reaction from you.
I saw an email. They signed somebody from Europe.
Yeah, the Badgers have signed Andrija Vukovic.
Sounds right.
From Serbia.
Okay.
6'11".
Like it.
Averaged 6.1 points, 2.5 rebounds, 0.7 assists per game in Europe in the Serbia League, playing 13 minutes a game last year. He will be entering as a true freshman. I love this. Let's keep going overseas. 6'11". You kidding me? Who's the last Badger that was 6'11", Benny? This is great.
Stephen Crowell.
6'11"?
Yeah. But I like going. You know what I know about Serbia? Tough.
What's the first thing you would tell a Serbian individual that's moving to Wisconsin?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, I don't know Serbia that well. I know it's close to Croatia, which is really nice. Serbia, I think, is a little bit tougher.
I find I don't know any Serbians, but I think of like Djokovic, and he's Serbian. Like,
done. We have the new
intense.
Djokovic. Vukovic. Gotta think of a fun name here.
Well, the new Djokovic?
Isn't
like tennis?
Jokic and Djokovic. They're both Serbian.
I like it.
So I would say the thing.
Why not go to the well where arguably the best basketball player in the world is from?
Yeah, I would say my advice would be bring that toughness to this team when you're on the court, and let the team loosen you up with some cold ones off the court. That's what I would say.
Isn't Luka Serbian?
I don't know. I have Google though.
Now we're just throwing out random European NBA players and hoping they're.
Manu Ginobili?
No, he's Argentinian, which is South America, so definitely not.
Luka.
Slovenia.
Could you
Slovenia.
That's in Europe, I assume.
Could you locate that on a map?
No.
I don't think I could either.
No. And I played overseas in Europe. And,
that's right.
Yeah.
Could you locate Lithuania on a map?
Easily.
Now? Okay.
Next to Poland, in between Russia.
Oh, is it?
How are you at? Actually, if I grabbed a globe that was untitled, would you actually do okay with that?
I could get all 50 states easy.
No, you could not.
Yes, I could easily.
Yeah, you could get the 50. Well,
50 states easy. The hard part is the Northeast.
Missouri is?
The Northeast is
Yes.
tough.
Are you kidding me? My girlfriend or my fiance is from Missouri.
Good save.
I think the Vermont, New Hampshire,
Rhode Island,
that would be a little tricky.
But it's easier than you think. Rhode Island is so freaking small.
Guys, go ahead, bro.
I would say, could you get half the countries?
No.
No. How many is there? 212?
Yeah. Oh, I think you're exactly right. I don't think I could either.
Because United States is a country. That doesn't mean I get the 50 going towards the 210. That's one.
Yeah, that means you got to get 106 to get half.
No shot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
No shot.
Yeah, I'd do a horrible job. Last one for you fellas. Dan Hurley messed up. 6 years, $70 million offer from the Los Angeles Lakers. The back-to-back national champion head coach of UConn says, I'm good. I'm going to stay here in chilly Connecticut. I'm not going to take the best basketball job there is for $70 million. What's he doing? This is a bad idea by him. I understand he's having success in the NAL era as the head coach of UConn by winning back-to-back titles. But if you ask a up-and-coming coach, hey, what's the dream job, man? What's the dream basketball job? I'd be hard-pressed to find a better answer than the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
When LeBron James is a part of an organization, there is no job security as a head coach. Zero. Now, if the money is guaranteed in his contract, and he was like, all right, yeah, I'm willing to do this and potentially not translate as a college coach to the NBA and be done in 2 years and make all that money and go back to college, I think he's probably going to be able to become a really high-paid coach based off the amount of money he's bringing into the school after back-to-back national championships. I'm not saying he's going to get towards that, but maybe you don't know where people are at in their lives. And I'll just stand by the first point. If LeBron James is on your team, your job security is not there.
But LeBron won't likely be there for too much longer. If anything, they're going to likely remake it.
Doesn't matter. Then if he struggles with LeBron, are they going to give him time to rebuild the Lakers? He's gonna be just fine.
I think he should have taken the job. A job opportunity like this almost never comes around once or twice in a lifetime. He's already peaked at the college level with a borderline blue blood. I don't know what more he has to prove at the college level.
He doesn't have anything to prove. But what if he's just happy making the millions that he's making and trying to become the greatest college basketball coach since John Wooden?
I mean, everyone has different goals.
That's all.
Exactly
I'm just playing
everyone
a little
different goals. To me, it makes all the sense in the world to go to the Lakers. All the sense in the world.
I'm not buying it.
What about even if it doesn't work out? Let's say in 3 years he's fired by the Lakers.
But that's my point. Is he can always go back to college.
He can always go back to college.
I get it, but why pick up and do something that I think you're set up for failure as the coach of the Lakers with LeBron there at this point in his career? It'd be different if LeBron was 5-8 years younger. He's on the back end of his career trying to control as much as possible. Who knows if there's the Bronny element, all that. There's just too much going on there.
But don't you think that they're already starting to see life beyond LeBron, which is why they are looking at a guy like Dan Hurley?
Life beyond LeBron? Their roster sucks without him. Their roster sucks with him.
That's true. They have a long way to go. Maybe he looked at the product and said, I can't win with this. And maybe that was the determining factor.
800-990-3776. Another bad take from producer of KBN, Alex Strofe. You're not the head coach of the Lakers. You are a figurehead.
The word another seems unnecessary there.
No, I think he's just... everyone has opinions.
Bad take.
I think Strofe has a lot of bad takes. I'm with Ron and the Key on this one. 800-990-3776. For you to chime in on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. We talked about it. Brad Nortman becoming big time, rubbed shoulders in NFL circles out at NFL Media Combine training in Los Angeles this past weekend at the Lombardi Classic. Sat with Ryan Longwell, a lot of other Green Bay Packers and former Packers and players in attendance. What did Brad Nortman learn from the Lombardi Classic about Jordan Love and more? A lot to get to. Don't go anywhere. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the Hall Monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. I'm Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. On Friday, the University of Wisconsin Athletic Department gave routine one-year contract extensions to 8 coaches of spring sports. This includes track and field coach Mick Byrne, softball coach Yvette Healy, women's tennis coach Kelsey McKenna, men's tennis coach Danny Westerman, women's golf coach Todd Orline, men's golf coach Michael Wilson, women's rowing coach Vicky Opitz, and men's rowing coach Bo Hoopman. These extensions mean that all of the coaches listed will have contracts at least through the 26-27 seasons.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh. Summer's coming quick. You better celebrate it right with my friends from Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in Door County. Talk about classic. How about that green bottle of gin? The multiple-time award-winning single malt whiskey. And when it comes to Door County, you can't leave out the cherry-flavored vodka. Find them all at a retailer near you or check out their website with a huge list of unique cocktail recipes at DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Since 1961, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business with 3 generations calling Stoughton home for over 60 years. To continue their growth and support for their local community, Stoughton Trailers is building a new corporate headquarters right here in Stoughton. This new HQ is designed to promote the physical, mental, and business health of Stoughton Trailers and its employees. Stoughton Trailers, looking forward to the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. Stoughton Trailers, the best is yet to come.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I do know about Popular. I'm sitting right next to it. Barb chimes in. Gotta drink when throwing horseshoes. Need that aiming fluid. I'll be doing that tonight.
Once again, surprised that wasn't on Brad's list.
Hey.
Should have been.
Barb, you have a great time throwing horseshoes. 800-990-3776. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Kyle, just Ben Brust. And the celebrity, Mr. Popular himself, Brad Nortman, over the weekend at the Lombardi Classic. Rubbing shoulders within NFL circles with sources. What did you learn?
Yeah, you guys know me now, right? After that LA and now at these big events, I love rubbing shoulders with the most inside people of the inside. I learned a couple things. We're going to get to Jordan Love next segment. But this segment, we're going to focus on what's happening in the kicking competition and with kickoffs. So first of all, the kicking competition. My league circles are telling me, and they're very much on the inside, that
I don't know if I can keep this bit up, Strofe. I think he's taking it a little too serious.
No. I mean, these are the. I'm now a source. I have sources that are inside the. Well, I'm not.
You mean you're now an insider? You have sources.
Yeah, exactly. So
you are not a source then.
Yeah,
so,
he's an insider with sources.
This discussion of content will end with a question for you guys. I'm curious what your take is because this surprised me a little bit. So first of all, the kicker competition. They keep what I'm hearing is they keep on telling these guys they're only going to have 2 when it comes to fall camp, so they're going to shave down from 3 to 2 kickers for the kicking competition.
Bye Podletsky.
Potentially and most likely. And
Podlesny.
Same thing.
And Anders Carlson's looking pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that he is everybody has the inside track right now. As that's what I'm hearing, and they're doing all sorts of things, both coaching and players, to try to put them into mentally straining type situations.
We haven't reached mandatory mini camps yet.
I know, but I'm saying this is just what sources are telling me.
A couple doinks away from going back to Greg Joseph.
Anything could change. And speaking of anything could change, I had a riveting conversation about the kickoff.
Oh,
riveting.
For those who don't know, new NFL kickoff rules.
Yes. So basically,
explain the best of your ability, because I don't want to.
I mean, riveting kickoff conversation. So the long story short is the rules.
Everyone loves a riveting story that starts with long story short.
The rules have changed. I mean, where now the kickoff play itself will be riveting. No one knows exactly what's going to happen, and that is the takeaway. I think when you talk to this individual and when he's saying what the coaches are saying, literally nobody knows what's going to happen. It's going to be one big experiment in the preseason and early in the season. They're even preparing for rules to change on the fly. Rules to change after preseason, even during the season, because no one knows exactly how it's going to be structured. No one knows what the returns are going to look like. It's all uncertain and it's all liable to change. And here's the most interesting part of it.
Is this the question part for us?
Yes. We've heard a couple of rumors that teams are exploring, like, what if you have a safety kick the ball? What if you have the kicker bump up some, in the weight room and go down there and try to make some tackles? Allegedly, because the kicker is not counted in coverage, the amount of tackles that the kicker makes, like in the XFL where this was implemented, is like 10 times what an NFL kicker would normally make tackles.
Let's take a step back. When you say the kicker's not counted for in coverage, there's still 11 on the field.
Yes.
But there's 10 lined up and then 11 lined up on offense.
Imagine kickoff return and kickoff coverage, right? You've got one returner, you got one kicker, and then you got 10 on 10 that are basically battling one another, right? You never count the kicker in your kickoff return coverage, right? You just don't count them. And because
that has been a rule of thumb always in the NFL.
Yep. And because there's going to be more returns and because it's going to be more close contact, the increased likelihood of a kicker needing to make a tackle goes up significantly. And kickers made more tackles in the XFL, significantly more tackles. So teams are confronted with a question. Do you have a kicker try to bulk up and try to engage in tackling drills like rumor is Justin Tucker's trying to do? Or
why would they risk Justin Tucker? He's too valuable from a kicking field goal standpoint. Now my question would be, former Badger Dare Ogunbowale
had a hand down.
Yeah. Good point. Dare Ogunbowale, former Badger. If you missed it, the Houston Texans kicker got hurt. He ended up making a 33-yard field goal. I know him. He had a soccer background. Do they utilize someone like that to kick off, who's already built a little bit stronger to be on special teams?
So rumor is teams are exploring that option. Guys like him and Justin Reed for the Kansas City Chiefs, both who are legitimately talented as kickers, if they can place the ball, look, the kick isn't going to be as good as what a kicker can do, but you might be able to decrease the kick quality, but increase having another tackler on the field. So teams are confronted with a question. Would you rather have a bulked up kicker dial in an accurate kick, or would you rather have the kick quality go down, but you have another tackler? If you guys were special teams coaches, what would you guys do?
My immediate thought when you brought this up, Brad, it's going to sound like I'm making a joke, but I'm really not, is like, don't let Dan Campbell hear this from the Detroit Lions, right? Think about how many times he went for 2 instead of kicking an extra point. I don't know that the Lions will carry a kicker this year.
Well,
you still need a kicker.
You are advocating for the death of specialists.
I'm not advocating for it.
He's a reporter. He is a reporter on the field and on the streets, coming back to KBN.
Zero bias.
Or a kicker could become even more valuable if you're a dude, if you're willing to throw a shoulder in there. Think about that.
Well, Brad, you're the former specialist, so I'm going to turn your question on you. If you were doing kickoffs, which I know you didn't do in the NFL, what would your mindset be?
I would still use a kicker. I think an accurate kick matters a whole lot.
You'd still want to be out there in this hypothetical where you are the place kicker for kickoffs.
Yes. I think you can control more of the play with a good kick. I think a bad kick can be catastrophic. And it's if you hit the ball and it doesn't go into the landing zone, basically between the goal line and the 20, or it goes out of bounds, ball's at the 40. That's pretty pretty big punishment.
Big
And you
news
can't do
from
that.
Brad Nortman on the specialist side of things, the new kickoff in the NFL. Interesting. I'm hoping his inside sources bring a little bit more insight that sparks something more than do we need a beefy kicker or not.
What a conundrum, though.
What a conundrum.
I mean, I like to hear that Durst is doing well, according to his sources.
According to sources, Anders Carlson, Durs to you, Strophy. Anderson Carlson to Kyle Wallace, who's not here, is doing better in training camp. But what I want to know in 2 minutes is the gold that you learned, because it sounds like you heard something from somebody about Jordan Love, and that's all that matters around here. So in 2 minutes, Brad Nortman, rubbing shoulders in NFL circles, tells us what he's hearing about Jordan Love. Next. Busch Light is not only as cold and smooth as the mountain stream, it's also brewed for the farmers and ranchers. Ben Brust here, join me in saying cheers to those who work in the backbone in the state of Wisconsin. Pick up your limited edition Busch Light corn cans today. For every case of these limited edition cans, Busch Light is donating to Farm Rescue. Pick up Busch Light corn cans today, wherever you get your delicious beer. Offer good through June 30th, 2024, up to $200,000. Eligible package sizes 15 packs, 18 packs, 24 packs, and 30 packs. Case equal 24-pack case equivalent. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The NTT IndyCar Series is, I guess it's already come, June 6th through the 9th. Can't really get your tickets anymore. I apologize. This live read is out of date. But regardless, big old Woj bomb happened for the Bucks this morning. As sources told ESPN, the former Lakers head coach Darvin Ham is returning to Milwaukee as a top assistant under Doc Rivers as he builds his staff. Ham was in a similar role with the Bucks under Mike Budenholzer when he arrived in 2018 and was a part of the coaching staff that led them to the title in 2021. Also on the national NBA scene, speaking of the Lakers, UConn head coach Dan Hurley has declined the Lakers' 6-year, $70 million offer and will instead chase a third straight title with the UConn Huskies. Maybe not great news for Greg Gard and the Badgers, but hey, we'll see what happens. Then in baseball, the Brewers continue their interleague stretch tonight at home against the Blue Jays. First pitch scheduled for 7:10 p.m. Colin Rea on the mound for the Crew.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN. Sponsored by Busch Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Very fortunate to have NFL alumnus Brad Nortman on the team of Kyle Brust and Nortman. Alex Stroh running the show. No Kyle Wallace today. He's out gallivanting across the lawn of the White House.
Good word use.
Cool. Thank you, buddy. The way you looked at me and was excited for the word use.
I love a good word choice.
I
love
love
it.
when I shock you with a word choice.
I'll tell you what, it's in there, Ben, because you pull them out in the most unexpected moments, and when I do, I'm like, yes.
I didn't know if Brad Nortman was trying to say the word riveting 10 plus times in one segment, but you were really going for it last one.
Yeah, I was leaning in because I found it riveting.
Hopefully more riveting than a kickoff conversation at the Lombardi Classic where Brad Nortman was surrounded by former Packers, current Packers, NFL alumnus of the like, himself. What's the word? Because going back, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman here, no Kyle Wallace, 800-990-3776 for you to get in the show, and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I mentioned about a month ago, you went out to the NFL Media Combine, and people were bullish about Jordan Love. Has that grown amongst the shoulders you were rubbing locally?
I'm not going to lie, Ben. I already had a high regard for Jordan Love. And what I thought his teammates, coaches, the locals thought of him, and especially when I went out to LA and all the the people that are playing against him and seeing him that are in the NFL, when they spoke highly of him, like, okay, that matters a lot, right? And these are studs. When I have now the local picture of the guys that see him on daily basis, is basically, here's the takeaways, and particularly a guy who played on other teams and he played with tier 1 quarterbacks. And I'm not going to list them, but he played and has saw.
Can you give me a wink if I say one?
That won't help our audio audience. But let me tell you, if I were to say the 2 quarterbacks he's played with, you'd be like, that's a tier 1 guy, and that's a tier 1 guy.
And they're currently in the league.
Currently in the league. So he said, Jordan Love, I brought up right away. He said, Jordan Love, stud. I mean, he can make every throw, arm strength, accuracy, intelligence. The only thing he lacks compared to these other current full-on top-tier quarterbacks is just confidence. That he has a level of confidence in himself, but there's still just a little bit of restraint, just a little bit of waiting. But he can make all the throws, and they attribute his growth throughout last season to a building confidence that maybe didn't have all like the pure confidence that only success on the NFL field can give you. But once he got a taste of it and it built itself, he is now standing at a point where he's pretty darn confident, not quite as confident as those top shelf quarterbacks that have played in Super Bowls and been in MVP conversations and all that. But once he fully arrives there, which he is knocking on the door of, there's nothing he can't do. There is full buy-in from the inside out on who Jordan Love is, the stud quarterback that he is. And I asked him, I was like, straight up, okay, so there's talk of extension. There's talk of all that. Like, in your mind, is there any doubt that he's the dude? He said, no doubt. No doubt. So I walked away not surprised at all, because we could probably estimate that. None of this is probably groundbreaking. What was groundbreaking was him comparing this to the quarterbacks he played with that are just literally top 5 unquestionably top 5 quarterbacks.
I think I love that you
the confidence
brought the groundbreaking part, being as to asking about Jordan Love. The story matches up with how a lot of us feel about the progression of that season, the growing confidence, the letting it loose a little bit more, him making different throws, rolling out of the pocket, staying in the pocket, reading defenses. And then I started thinking about that last part. Okay, compared to this, right? He needs just a little bit more confidence. And there's no doubt in his mind, and he's been around those other quarterbacks. We, here on this show, Kyle, Bruss, and Norman, I'll even say Wilde and Tausch, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Rutledge and Hamilton, Homer Hour, and everywhere in between, we look and have a conversation on Jordan Love based off of the 8 games, and we mentioned the fact that they were 2-5. We mentioned the fact that they were 4-6. We mentioned the turnaround. But like, that to me is so telling that you have somebody that's been around other superstars that when you ask him about the extension, it's a no doubt. It's not Phil and Cedarburg, I love you, Phil, calling in, I haven't seen this, I haven't seen that, or this person who wants to see the deep ball. This is from somebody, again, whether you want to believe Brad Nortman, the reporter that we have on Kyle, Bruss, and Nortman, you don't have to. But at what point has Brad's integrity and character ever been in question? So when he brings any of this stuff, you best listen, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. As you talk about the Lombardi Classic and what you hear about Jordan Love.
Yeah, and Ben, you nailed it. And there's 2 parts of, okay, so what does this all mean? And what's our takeaways from this?
What does it all mean, Basil?
Very good, Ben. That's a great quote right there. So 2 things that comes out to me, because we always talk about sample size, right? This guy played 1 season, and we're going to just give him an extension that's, salary cap changing.
Would you agree that when I brought that up, that is probably the biggest argument and the most frequent argument that you're going to see people make as it pertains to paying him an extension in $50+ million?
I would say that is the biggest question mark, that people want to see more. And what this tells me is these are the guys that have seen that greater sample size because they see it in practice every day. The game is just the tip of the iceberg to the product that the player puts on the field. It's the most important part, but when you see a guy do the same thing every day in practice, improve it every day in practice, that sample size is so much greater than what we see with our own 2 eyes. So these people are seeing this, and they have the greater sample size, and they have even less doubt than we do. That's number 1. Number 2 is, though, there's this question of, well, he only played good for like 10 games. What about the other 8 games ahead of time? That's a very real argument against Jordan Love. But what that tells me is those first several games was a quarterback getting his footing, getting his confidence. That I can put more weight in the quarterback in the second half of the season than I did the first. That is who he is because he started to feel that confidence. The game slowed down. I can trust that is closer to Jordan Love than in the first part of the season that Jordan Love showed because the confidence was gained, and even more confidence is going to allow him to continue to transcend.
To expand a little bit further on that, like, I love all the context you're providing because of the conversation. And then you think about, all right, let's think about this in real terms, right? You mentioned the first part of the season when they're 2-5 and he's finding his way. That'd be hard for anybody, but doesn't it say more that he played his best in the moments that mattered most? They legitimately had to win their last 3 games, Carolina, Minnesota, and Chicago, to go to the NFL playoffs. They did that, and he delivered huge. I mean, the Minnesota game, I think it was Wicks. I mean, he's had so many moments that I start to get him confused, which is a good thing.
100%.
That Minnesota game, he was on fire. The Chicago game, he did everything he needed to do except threw it behind whatever his name is, and they didn't get a field goal off. I'm still mad about that in the first half. But my point is, then you go to Dallas. Are you going to put more weight on Jordan Love struggling week 2 and week 3 at Atlanta and at home against New Orleans? He did a good fourth quarter against New Orleans, but that was the sentiment. That was what we were seeing. So when you argue this conversation about Jordan Love, why would you put the first 8 games? Yeah, it's part of the journey, but I'd rather him shine as a 7 seed at Jerry World than struggle and put more weight in his struggles against Atlanta and New Orleans week 2, week 3.
I really feel like if you're grasping at the early games as the sample size that concerns you, you're just looking to protect yourself, or you're just not a Jordan Love fan, both of which I guess I can understand. But even if we were evaluating your job, if we were evaluating KBN, I would much rather our bosses evaluate the most recent month than the first month of September when we were all together. You generally get more confidence, you grow together, and what you put on film most recent, and particularly in the biggest stages, that is what you should weigh more when you're trying to project who is this going to be, how much should I pay you?
But also part of it is, if you want to use this analogy, when we first started Kyle, Brust, and Ortman, if they looked at the first week of shows that we did and then looked at what we do now, if they were exactly the same, that would be bad.
Yes, it
would.
would.
If the Packers were looking at Jordan Love when they were 2-5 and then they looked at what he was doing last 10 and it was like 2-5, that would be bad. But that has not been the case. He has done everything that the Packers fans and organization has asked for, and I think all is well in Packerland, per Brad Nortman, our reporter at the Lombardi Classic. Did we miss anything else?
No, that was it. The biggest takeaways was just undying confidence in the building, incredibly impressed, and especially when you compare him to the other top-tier quarterbacks that some of these players have played with, and I'd be like, oh, you played there? So how does he compare to XYZ? And they're like, man, he's right there. He is right there. So the future is bright in Green Bay.
Dave from Aaron chimes in, 800-990-3776. Bradley, did any of the Packers alum let you try on a Super Bowl ring to see what it feels like?
You're going to have to wait till the Cheers 2 pour one out. I'm going to pour one out specifically to something like that.
Oh, wow.
Painful moments.
That's after Jason Wilde, but before Jason Wilde, I got to tell you about Road America. Just an amazing event at Road America. The NTT IndyCar Series had a wonderful event. If you heard a little bit of some of the promotion that we've had across ESPN Wisconsin, I had a chance to talk with Will Power and how much he loved coming to Road America. Well, that love reigned true in Victory Lane. Will Power ended up winning the NTT IndyCar Series over the weekend. I saw the flyover was amazing. The racing was amazing. And as I always say, you go for the experience and then you stay for the race. And it doesn't stop now just because, IndyCar's over. There's events all summer long, so get Road America with the kids 16 and under free with a paying adult at the gate on your calendar. Up next is the WeatherTech Chicago Region SCCA Sprints in June 21st through the 23rd. You come for that experience and you stay for the race. RoadAmerica.com for the tickets. Again, RoadAmerica.com. Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, and if Doc replicates what Booty did last year, or all I'm saying
Come on, guys! His name is Coach Bud!
If he replicates
Coach Booty!
what Coach Bud.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Make a splash this summer at Prairie Athletic Club. Hi, this is Sarah Tauscher, inviting you to dive into excitement at Dolphins Cove Outdoor Water Park. Dolphins Cove features thrilling slides, relaxation, and entertainment for the whole family. Bring your group and enjoy the outdoor water park, tiki bar, and plenty of deck space. It's the perfect gathering place for all of your celebrations. From birthdays to corporate events, the pack has you covered. Visit prairieathletic.com to learn more today. That's prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
Grab a Coke and grab some cash with the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Busch Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night that you ain't keep my...
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Kyle, just Ben Brust and Brad Nortman. Is Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch. Listen to him 9 to noon across these very stations. Read him at the State Journal, 3-time Sports Writer of the Year. Welcome into BNS?
BNS. I was going to say the Killer Bees.
Ooh, I'll take that. We'll leave Strove. Oh, I guess Killer Bees, you're just the apostrophe S, I guess, Strove.
Strove, you're the apostrophe. What a good role.
Jason, welcome into the show. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. How are you guys?
We're doing well. Brad continues to be a growing celebrity right before our eyes, from the NFL media combine out in L.A. to now rubbing shoulders, sitting at a table with Lynn Dickey, Ryan Longwell at the Lombardi Classic. He's a full-on reporter. He's got anonymous sources about what he's hearing about Jordan Love. Any tips to Brad as he continues his journey on this reporting game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, protect your sources. Don't give them up.
I'm protecting him, Jason.
He won't. He literally, in the break, I'm trying to pry it out of him. He's like, no, I can't do it.
Atta baby. Well done, well done, well done. I mean, if there are, obviously you'd rather have people on the record. Put your name on it, as Herm Edwards once said. But if they require anonymity, you have to honor that, and sometimes you get some really good info as a result of that. So what is this information that you gleaned from the Lombardi events? So was the golf this weekend too?
Yeah, it was a gala on Friday night. Of course, you know me,
cool.
Brad Nortman and gala, that goes together like peanut butter and jelly. And then the next day was the golfing event. So I was at both, and as I was rubbing shoulders with league sources very close to the program and to the organization, Jason, couple takeaways. I'll just hit you with the Jordan Love one, because the other one was kind of more kickoff oriented. Yeah, exactly. I was riveted by it. I'm not sure Strofe and Ben were. But basically, I talked to a guy that has also been on a couple different teams with some top-tier quarterbacks, and just trying to be like, hey, what's Jordan Love really like as a quarterback? And, do you think he's the man and all that kind of stuff? And it was a no-doubter answer. Said he's a stud. When I asked him, I was like, do you have any doubt that he's going to get the extension and he's going to be the guy? He said, no doubt. And he said that the throws he can make, the arm strength, the accuracy, the intelligence of reading a defense, all that's there. All of it's top tier with any other, and these were top tier quarterbacks that he had been around. And he said the only thing that just is maybe lacking right now that continues to grow is confidence. And that's one of the biggest things that changed and flipped on throughout the season was him and Matt LaFleur getting on the same page, but then the growing confidence. It just allowed Jordan Love to continue to flourish, and will only allow him to continue to flourish as that grows. So I walked away pretty encouraged, being like, dang it, it's pretty optimistic there in Green Bay. So that sounds like.
Do you hear the same things?
Too, right?
Yeah, I just
right,
from
Jason?
Jason's perspective, is he hearing the same thing that Brad is hearing from others?
Yeah, I don't think he has ever lacked confidence. I do think the other part of that, of him and LaFleur getting on the same page. One of my favorite stories from last season was, LaFleur getting up there after, I think they beat the Rams, but it was kind of underwhelming.
The Brett Rippon
the Rams
game?
were playing, yes, they were playing a guy who was out of the league shortly thereafter. I think he ended up getting back in the league briefly, but and their defense was putrid. And I remember Matt LaFleur saying that, Jordan's got to let it rip. He's too indecisive. He's got to let it rip. And the next week they lost in Pittsburgh, but he did. He let it rip. He played a different style of game. And then I talked to Matt as he was coming through the locker room one day after that Pittsburgh game and said, that's great that you told your quarterback that he's got to let it rip, but what about the play caller? He's got to let it rip too, right?
Oh, wow.
And he was like, yeah, you're right. I do. And he did. And ever since then, and I want to be clear, that's not me taking credit for that. That's me asking him a pretty pointed question and him being honest and acknowledging his own shortcomings, which I respect the hell out of him for. And so if you're going to tell your quarterback he's got to let it rip, then you got to give him the chances to. And I think Matt LaFleur did a heck of a better job doing that during the second half of last season. They were in a really good play caller quarterback rhythm, just like a punter and his long snapper and his holder. And I just thought that was the biggest difference. But the only thing I wonder You mentioned about the accuracy, because I always thought he had plenty of arm strength. He didn't show it the first 2 years of practice, mainly because, again, that indecisiveness. LaFleur's got a LaFleurism that he uses all the time that I use with the girls in their sports. Indecisive equals ineffective. And he's 100% right when he says that. And so I think the more decisive Jordan became, the more effective he became. My question is on his accuracy, if it is, and again, I hate doing this because then people think I'm hating on the guy, and I'm really not. The one thing that I want to see him do even more consistently and frequently is make tight window throws where he has to be supremely accurate. Now, there's that throw, what was it, in Detroit, where Watson ran the wrong route, and he put it in this window where there were like 2 defenders and 2 receivers.
I know the play you're talking about, how he adjusted back to it and made the play finally for him.
But it was because it was a tiny window, but it was because Watson had run the wrong route. I just think that this offense, as you watch it, and Brad, I'd be curious if you agree with this, it's the whole idea of hiring Matt LaFleur was that Aaron Rodgers wanted a coach that was going to scheme guys open, because the Packers offense under McCarthy was largely predicated on find your one-on-one matchup where the guy has won his matchup and then get the ball to that guy. And a lot of times that was Devontae. But what they really wanted was guys that were running wide open, like they often do in the Shanahan, Sean McVay offenses. And I thought last year, with all those young guys doing exactly what the coach wanted and what the play called for, as opposed to the quarterback changing things at the line of scrimmage and confusing people, looked just like that. There were guys open constantly, like big windows for the NFL, not quite college windows, but big NFL windows. And
enough for Musgrave to trip and still catch.
Right, multiple times. Great example. So I just, assuming that defensive coordinators, this is the kind of the mantra that I've had this offseason, assuming defensive coordinators have a better understanding of what these guys are doing offensively and have better ideas on how to slow it down, how much more accurate will Jordan be in fitting the ball into tighter windows when guys aren't schemed wide open? And if he's able to continue the progress he's made with his accuracy, because it's light years better than it was that first training camp, then, yeah, I think his star is going to just continue to rise and burn more and more brightly. So, but for me, that's the question. It's not confidence. It's not athleticism. It's not arm strength. My question is, when the windows get smaller, will his accuracy get better?
Talking with Jason Wilde here on Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. He hosts Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations. And we've been talking about this a lot, Jason, even before we knew Jordan Love on the field, right? The idea was exactly what you said, that post Aaron Rodgers, LaFleur's offense could be a system like the Rams with Goff, right? Now, obviously, Goff has gone on and do different things with Detroit, but that was the way that we would try to look at the offense in an Aaron Rodgers-less world at quarterback. It's a hard to quantify, and I don't know if you have the research, and it's basically a part of your question in terms of his next evolution. But what percentage of throws do you feel like he made that were a byproduct of guys being open, or a byproduct of him making a play and making that tight throw? Because that's probably the hardest part that I'm feeling from fans when it comes to deep ball accuracy or throw out to the left of the flat that he missed. Like, they point to different things. And, like, how much do you think was Jordan's success throwing the football versus Matt LaFleur's success scheming guys open? Long way to get to that question.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I can differentiate how much percentage-wise. I can tell you this. This is a really well-designed offense, and there were times when Aaron Rodgers kind of took away that design by changing things at the line of scrimmage. Now, if you have a bunch of veteran players, you can do that, and everything will work great. If you have a bunch of young guys who are still struggling to learn the ins and outs of the offense as it's designed, I mean, Rodgers used to always talk about how there's 2 versions of the offense. There's the on-paper version, and then there's the offense the way I run it, right? And I always thought when I hear him say that, well, I don't know about you, but that sounds kind of hard. So you got to learn 2 offenses if you're a young guy. And the quarterback doesn't trust you, so until you prove that you know what you're doing. So that's a lot of pressure on these guys. And, we know in the 2022 offseason, he talked about how I prefer production over potential. I mean, he just had a less than stellar attitude about young players. I feel like if you have young players, you figure out, which is what the Packers coaching staff had to do last year in the first half of the season, because they struggled to do so. You figure out eventually what they can handle on their plate, what they can execute effectively, and then once you do, you get them out there and they start humming and they don't have to think too much, or they're not worried about running the wrong route and the quarterback yelling at them and all the other stuff that does come with playing with one of the all-time greats. They can be pretty good, and I thought we saw that. I do think we tend to gloss over, a less than stellar offensive performance against the Giants on the road, against Tommy DeVito, and in the game that they lost at home to Tampa Bay when Baker Mayfield had a perfect passer rating. Like, the offense wasn't great in those games. Jordan Love wasn't bad by any means, but they certainly weren't what they were in some of those other games. That's what makes me say they still have plenty of growing to do, which you would hope that they would have with as young as they are. But I don't know what the breakdown is. I just know Jordan Love played really well. He took advantage of the good things about this offense. He made great decisions until that last pass of the season that got intercepted. And that, again, I'm saying this, but the fact that we were all so surprised that he made that throw and how boneheaded it was tells you everything you need to know about how far the guy came. Like, that's the kind of stuff that young quarterbacks do all the time. And for the last 10 games, we very rarely saw him make that type of a mistake, and that tells you how much he grew over the course of the second half of the season.
Jason, did you hear the Keyshawn Nixon audio talking about Hafley and his relationship, what he's bringing to the team, and basically his relationship with Matt LaFleur? Did you hear that audio?
Was that on Kay Adams' show?
Yes.
I have not heard that. No, I saw the tweet, and I liked it to go back and listen to later.
Can we play it for you?
No, you can't. Of course, I'd love to hear it.
Hit it, Strophy.
He go at him. It don't matter what Matt say. We gonna go. We gonna compete for sure.
And like Barry didn't do that or something. I'm just explain that to me. Like he didn't challenge
I just think
LaFleur?
some coaches compliment offensive coaches if they're like the head coach, and I think Half came in and not really caring about that. He cared about how can I get my guys on defense to play as the best defense in the league, and that's just really what he was on.
So, Jason, I know you're hearing that for the first time, but basically what I'm hearing is Coach Hafley has a higher level of comfort pushing back against Matt LaFleur, and it seems like Joe Barry didn't have that. That's at least what Keyshawn Nixon is insinuating there.
On the Up and Adams podcast.
On the Up and Adams podcast. Thank you, Ben. That's why you're a pro. Either what's your initial reaction to that, or is there more reading into that we should be looking into? Does that say more about like Hafley or more about Barry?
Yeah, I think it's fascinating how people can listen to that and take it in different directions. Like if you're predisposed to, however you felt about Joe Barry, you hear it as kind of an indictment of him. And if you're more curious about what Jeff Hafley is and you're looking to kind of follow breadcrumbs about him, that you have, because you don't have a lot to go on, which is where I'm at with him, then you view at it a little differently. I'll say this. All you heard in that locker room, among the coaching staff, people who work in the building, was what a nice guy Joe Barry was. Really genuine, likable, asks you about your family, remembers the name of your wife, all this stuff, which is that's awesome. I strive to be that kind of person. But if you're not great at your job and everybody says you're a nice guy, but you're the same people that are saying what a nice guy you are don't think your system works or don't like playing in your system, then does it matter that you're a nice guy?
Not in this business.
Right. And quite frankly, like, I think I'm a nice guy, but if I didn't at least say some reasonably intelligent things, I don't know how many people would want to listen to me on as many shows of ours that I appear on, I would think, right? So, nice guy. Doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, but what a nice guy. So in Barry's case, like, there was obviously a number of guys who questioned the style that they played, the play calling at times on defense. And so I think that there is, and let's be fair to Joe Barry in this, everyone's going to be excited about newness, right? I mean, I can take you back to interviews I did in 2021 where everybody was talking about Joe Barry like this, about how excited they were about him and how different he is and all the high energy and all this other stuff. If you don't get the job done, it doesn't matter. And so I think Jeff Hafley has part of the battle already won, because what they're going to do in the back end, what they're going to do up front, switching to 4-3 principles, being a one-gap defense. So Kenny Clark, who has never played in a one-gap defense in college or in the NFL, being able to get upfield, those are all things that guys are going to be really excited about. And if his attitude and his approach are also exciting, then that's all the better, right? But again, you know, and this keeps sticking out to me from our assistant coach access when I asked about the run defense, which I'm sure Strofe and Brian Bulaga will get into on the Homer Hour later today. You know, because Brian Bulaga is the one who said it. He said it best. The concept of that defense stopping the run is stop the run on the way, play the run on the way to the quarterback. And when I asked Jason Rebrovich if there were any drawbacks to that aggressive style, and he said no, there aren't any, I kind of want to say there's drawbacks to everything. There are trade-offs to every defense, every offense, in every sport, right? Whether it's basketball or hockey, whatever. And so I'm eager to see if there are offenses that can pick holes in what this system is, but I can see why guys are extremely excited to play in it, because it is very different than what they've been playing in.
Jason, we appreciate all the time, and I will be out on Thursday, so have a great rest of your week.
Oh, well, where are you going to be?
I'm heading up to Door County. Very excited.
Oh, stop by, say hi on your way past.
I will do so if the
No, you won't.
I was going to say if the baby sleeping allows.
Oh, I love babies. It would be great to meet the baby.
Yeah.
You got to see the baby.
Gotta see. She's wonderful. And
all right, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. You're already behind.
No. It was worth the time, Jason.
I have a much higher opinion of your girlfriend than I have of you anyway.
Fiance.
Sorry. Fiance, I was correcting myself.
Get out while you're ahead,
right,
Jason.
Yes, goodbye.
Take care. Be good. That's Jason Wilde. Hear him from Wilde and Tausch across these various stations, 9 to noon. Got a lot from Jason there, and I do want to react on the other side. Plus, we got a cheers to and pour one out with you, KBN Nation. If you got a cheers to, if you got to pour one out, 800-990-3776. We get to ours next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Kayla Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. It's been over 4.5 years I've worked with Zimbrick European. It's time for you to stop on by and check out all the inventory they have to offer. You can also go to ZimbrickEuropean.com for certified pre-owns, Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, electric vehicles. They literally have it all for you. It's your one-stop shop. Don't forget about Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans as well. Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Check it out. You will enjoy it.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, you know, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
But not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Join the Wisconsin Badgers at Camp Randall this fall. Don't miss out on your chance to cheer on the Badgers. Order a Wisconsin football 3-game mini pack today and enjoy the flexibility to tailor game day to your schedule. Simply choose 3 games, including key matchups like Oregon or Penn State. Then lock in your seats before kickoff this fall. Plus, save up to $10 per ticket and secure the best available seats before single game tickets go on sale. Visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. That's uwbadgers.com or 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
Grab a Coke and grab some cash with the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Play where the Badgers play and enjoy a round at University Ridge Golf Course, the official course of the University of Wisconsin and host of the annual AmFam Championship. It's easy to see why University Ridge is consistently rated among the best public courses in Wisconsin. Whether it's a tournament, a corporate event, or just a golf outing with family and friends, University Ridge will make sure that you have an enjoyable golf experience from start to finish. Book your tee time today at universityridge.com. That's universityridge.com.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This update is sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Fans, here's your Quick Trip to the Ballpark ticket offer. Spend $200 at participating Quick Trip locations and get a free Terrace Reserve ticket to a 2024 Brewers home game. Check brewers.com/quicktrip for more details. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
My bad. Little late coming back, quoting Borat in the break with Brad Nortman. One of my favorite pastimes. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, 800-990-3776. We do it every Monday. It's time to give our due. Cheers to and pour one out.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
All right, we cheers to something we see over the weekend. We pour one out to another thing. Brad, we'll add Strofe to this mix, too, with no Kyle Wallace. Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Strofe running the show. And UKBN Nation. What are you cheersing to?
All right, probably to no one's surprise, I am cheersing to the Lombardi Golf Classic, who is raising money.
Cool. Okay.
That was celebrity.
Okay,
cool.
Never retract the cools. They're raising money for cancer.
Raising money for the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. It was just so cool to play such a small role in this. And we had a great presence as a company there. Gabe Neitzel was playing in it as well. Greg Matzik was the MC of it on the 620. And so it was great to have not only Good Karma Brands there, but just raising money for cancer. Obviously, Ben, you're close to Guarding Against Cancer with Guard. The just amazing to be a part of. I didn't realize this. This was the 52nd straight year of doing this. That Lombardi himself actually started this. I didn't have respect for how long and how revered this is, so I was just honored to be a part of it. Cheers to the Lombardi Golf Classic.
That would be called leaving a legacy.
Yes, sir.
I would like to cheers, too, and shout out to Chef Ed for bringing this to my attention. The Brewers just keep racking up series wins. They just keep racking up wins, baby. Win, baby, win. I don't care that it was the Detroit Tigers, and I don't care about Scooball throwing an absolute gem yesterday against Bryce Wilson. They are continuously racking up wins. The Milwaukee Brewers, after losing Brandon Woodruff to injury, Corbin Burns to the Orioles in a trade, David Stearns on his way out to Matt Arnold, Craig Counsell out to the Cubs, have not missed a beat. They have the second largest lead in any division in all of baseball, and I am proud to wear that as a Milwaukee Brewers fan. Go freaking Brewers.
I'm cheersing to proper reactions as James Harden at a wedding over the weekend went entirely viral after his longtime
How did
girlfriend,
I miss this?
His longtime girlfriend caught the bouquet.
Oh, no.
And his eyes just looked like they were about to pop out of his head. She tried to embrace him. He walked away.
Oh,
What?
No way. That's
You got to
amazing.
fake it in the moment.
It
If
was
that.
so funny. But Benny, Brad, they've been together 7 years, and they're not engaged yet.
I know people
And
like
then
that.
she caught a bouquet, so obviously the pressure's on, and now his reaction
no,
is
it's
going
done.
viral. so
It's
he's gonna
done.
wear that. It's over.
It's over.
It's a wrap, bro. But
over.
At least he got the proper reaction to show for it. I'm cheersing to proper reactions.
Proper reactions. That was a weird way to sing to. I'm cheersing to the end of James Harden's relationship. That's basically what you did.
Or it's the start of the next chapter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's, you know what? That's a
Very
positive
good.
way to look at it.
Yeah, very optimist, Strofe.
Pour one out, Brad.
I'm going to pour one out for me, and here's why. At the Golf Classic this
A
weekend.
lot of Brad today.
Yeah, a lot of focus on me today. I'm okay with
and
it.
the Golf Classic.
Yeah.
At the golf.
Did you
I
play
tell you I
it?
was
Yeah,
there?
geez.
I tell you I was
Cool.
there with all these other Wisconsin royalty.
We were going to keep cooling you, by the way, with that drop during the Cheers 2, but you kept bringing it back to the great things in cancer. Then you brought me and the Guardian Against Cancer involved,
Yeah.
so we couldn't do it.
I felt like I needed to legitimately protect myself because I knew the cools were just going to keep on showering me. But this one I need to pour out for myself because at the breakfast the morning of the golf tournament, they had one of the Packers Super Bowl trophies. The Lombardi trophy was there. It was in a glass case and everything. And all I could think about, all I could hear in my brain was Borat saying, "You'll never get this. You'll never get
You'll
this.
never get
And
this.
I
You'll
just,
never get this.
I never felt so much like second place Brad because honestly, I had never been close enough to, that's like the closest I've ever been to like an actual Lombardi trophy. And I'm like, I'm so close yet so far.
This feels
You'll never
this
get
feels a little bit too deep for the show right now. Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, it just brought back all the feelings of defeat.
That's
on
what
that-
that's why
on
I'm
that Super Bowl
asking.
loss. I mean, I'm trying to
Talk
use
through it.
as well as I best healthily can, but still, the wounds are still there, boys.
Say
Clearly,
something
the wounds
nice
are still
about
there.
Brad, 800-990-3776. He had a tough weekend looking at a Lombardi trophy, as he is known as second place Brad. Second place in high school state. Second place in, or I guess, runner-up in 2 Rose Bowls. AFC Championship runner-up. And Super Bowl 50 runner-up. That's our guy, Brad Norman.
That's me. So I thought I needed to pour one out. It's one of the reasons why I, went out there and just needed to kill it on the golf course.
El Strophe?
I don't like that. I'm pouring one out to commercial break productivity. This past commercial break, Brad asked Ben Brust, of all people, and any longtime listener of ESPN Wisconsin knows this will trigger him. Have you ever seen Borat? And Brad just quoted Borat. Opening the segment, Ben said it's one of his favorite pastimes.
It
to
is.
quote Borat. We're done every commercial break for the rest of the show today. Thanks, Brad.
Every break is going to be going through the repertoire.
My pour one out goes to commercial break productivity.
Hey, I'm fine with that, as long as we bring it on the air.
Very nice.
Yes, yes. I like you. I like you. I mean, I don't like you a lot, but I do like you. I would like to pour one out to the Olympic team, the women's roster. I've never seen so many people continuously get in their own way. There was a report that there were players that were worried about Caitlin Clark's fan base being upset with the playing time that she would get if she was on the roster. Marketing 101. The more eyeballs that are on you as professional athletes that are trying to grow a league and grow brands, the more opportunity that you get. And let's just say this. I love the Olympics. I will watch anything USA. What will be me now just doing what I normally do is watching them play in the Olympic gold medal game would have been for me and everyone else that have drawn more eyeballs to Caitlin Clark. The effect is real. Her effect is real. It's undeniable. The attendance is there. The viewership is there. When she is on the court or around a game, there are eyeballs. Whether she played or didn't, it would have been good for women's basketball. Leaving her off the roster, and then I hear an ESPN reporter talk about, well, they already had these training camps. They all played together. I don't give a damn. You are hurting. You keep getting in your own way of growing your sport, and it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's mind-boggling. Stop getting in your own way. This was a chance where all you had to do was include her on the roster. She wouldn't have played, and I still would have watched.
But Benny, I think opposite of that point is we're talking more about the women's Olympic team than ever.
That's the wrong way to look at it. Because when it comes to actually watching the games, they're not going to have as many people because of this.
I hope they do, just because people like Asia Wilson will actually get the respect she deserves.
That's great, but it's not going to happen unless more people start tuning in to see her greatness. And until people embrace what she can bring, that is going to take a longer time for people to embrace.
I just struggle with the idea of making a special exception.
It's not even a special exception. They said that they were Kobe Bryant. I'm not saying she's Kobe Bryant. Showed up when he didn't even want to be a part of the Redeem team. They always make special exceptions. There's special exceptions in every part of our world. And here, they were scared about her fans attacking her instead of embracing what could have been.
Well, that's what seems weird to me, is that the reasoning they gave is not that she's not good enough or not that she couldn't make certain things. They said that they were afraid of the blowback of her sitting on the bench. So we're just going to not have her on the team at all. That seems like an even more extreme measure to take. To prevent her from the fans having blowback. You get all the blowback and then some by her not being on the team. It's too bad.
One person that recognizes greatness, knows how to market, knows how to reach people, knows how to provide a quality product. She is the Caitlin Clark that did not get left out. She is the Caitlin Clark you see and want to work with. It is Gina Della from Pella and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When you see Gina, there's an utmost confidence that fills me up with joy that when you call or go to their website or go to the showroom, that when you get that consultation scheduled, you're going to find something you like. And then the team's going to work with you to make something work with your budget, with the high quality wood windows, vinyl, whatever it is. I'm telling you, Gina Della from Pella and her team will make it happen. And here's how they make it happen. It's providing you, KBN Nation, an opportunity with the offers she provides, which I still don't know how she does, but it works because they've been in business for 100 years, so it definitely works.
Yeah, when you call Pella and tell them that we sent you, that KBN sent you, they're going to tell you, okay, well, we can give you 0% interest for up to 48 months. That's 4 years of 0% interest. You're right, Ben. I do not know how they're able to offer that, but the benefit goes to you because you can get those premium Pella windows and doors right now and only be able to pay 0% interest for 48 months. They can make any project affordable to you. They are flexible, and you're probably noticing those windows need to be changed now. So now's the time to take advantage because this ends on June 30th of this year. So visit PellaWI.com today.
Which game do you play undeniably better with a little bit of liquid courage? Sports games, bar games? We got a poll up there. We'll get to the responses with you, KBN Nation, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. On Friday, the University of Wisconsin Athletic Department gave routine one-year contract extensions to 8 coaches of spring sports. This includes track and field coach Mick Byrne, softball coach Yvette Healy, women's tennis coach Kelsey McCann, McKenna, men's tennis coach Danny Westerman, women's golf coach Todd Orline, men's golf coach Michael Wilson, women's rowing coach Vicky Opitz, and men's rowing coach Bo Hoopman. These extensions mean that all of the coaches listed will have contracts at least through the 26-27 seasons.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
See what everyone is talking about at the club at Lac La Belle. The birthplace of golf in Wisconsin has a rich history you will feel upon arrival. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Experience a round at the club at Lac La Belle. Schedule your tee time today at club@laclabelle.com. Looking for more golf? Take advantage of same-day replay rates and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to club@laclabelle.com to start your journey.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues. This season, spring into adventure together in the Chevy of your choice.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is a Madison original, brewing award-winning craft beers for nearly 30 years. Whether you're a fan of Pilsners, IPAs, Stouts, or Sours, the Danes team of brewers always have something new on tap. Or if you're in the mood for a classic, enjoy the German Pilsner or Crop Circle Wheat. For a full tap list, head to one of their locations in Fitchburg, Hilldale, downtown, or East Madison, or visit GreatDanePub.com. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements. With a track record of excellence on our Google reviews, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin with the EDM Monday. Alex Stroh running the show. No Kyle Wallace. It's just Ben Brust and Brad Nortman. But our guy Brad Nortman just poured one out to the fact that he was in front of the Lombardi Trophy. And I asked you to say something nice about Brad because he was in a fragile state looking at what could have been as a Super Bowl 50 runner-up. Adam, B-Rad from the mill. Keep your head up, big dog. First is the worst, second is the best.
Nice.
Dave from Aaron. Bradley, you're an amazing participant.
Oh.
JD and Fondy. KBN Nation Broadcast Trophy is something that none of those folks would get.
Hey.
And Ryan and McGuanago.
My guy.
You are literally in a glass case of emotion. Anchorman pull. Well
Very
done,
good.
Ryan.
Thank you, KBN Nation.
I'm heartbroken. I still am. I can't get over it. Drew Holiday's haunting my dreams. I love him so much, and I hate seeing him succeed, but I actually don't. We'll hit on that in 2 minutes. Rutledge and Hamilton up next in Madison. Don't go anywhere on 94.5 ESPN and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Busch Light is not only as cold and smooth as the mountain stream, it's also brewed for the farmers and ranchers. Ben Brust here. Join me in saying cheers.